Now at 10, an area man will stand trial for charges related to the rape of an infant. Plus, how some Kansas businesses could see property tax or rent rebates. And voters in Arkansas turn out in record numbers for early voting.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Coffeyville, Kansas police have arrested a man for murder. This is KOAM News at 10. Authorities believe 61-year-old David Jackson killed 47-year-old Melvin Sampson Jr. in a Coffeyville home on May 16th. Police saw him coming out of the home and arrested him on an unrelated charge. He was being held at the Montgomery County Jail, and today they arrested him on charges of first-degree murder and criminal possession of a weapon, among other crimes. Another Coffeyville man will face a jury trial in December after he was charged with raping an infant less than 18 months of age. The judge said during a preliminary hearing there is enough evidence to bring 57-year-old Archie Cannon in front of a jury. He's charged with rape and aggravated intimidation of a witness or victim. Bond is set at $100,000. State authorities are investigating a house explosion in CHANUTE, Kansas, after a person was found dead in the home. Firefighters got the call Saturday morning of a fire at 1420 South Evergreen in CHANUTE. Authorities say there was no fire, but one wall of the home had been blown out by an explosion, and 3 other exterior walls and the roof were significantly damaged. Crews took precautions to prevent a further collapse of the home, then went in and found the body. They have not yet released the victim's identity. The ATF and State Fire Marshal's Office are helping with the investigation. Let's check in with Nick Kelly for a first look at the weather.
A lot of clouds today, Dal, but dry for much of the day. That is until we got into the late afternoon and the evening hours when the rain, it just let loose across a good portion of the area, hinting at what wants to stick around for the next few days. But despite the clouds and the rain, 46 this morning at Joplin Regional, topping out at 63 for the afternoon. Here's your rain, the beginnings of it, still stretching back across the Kansas-Oklahoma line into northeast Oklahoma, but more on the way as our upper level system out west and surface system to the southwest, both coming our way, both going to keep rain chances in the forecast for the rest of the night and into the day tomorrow. So a lot of clouds and a lot of rain. Not much wiggle room with temperatures. We'll only drop back into the middle to upper 50s, most spots around 57. But even though, Dow, we'll continue with clouds and rain chances tomorrow, we'll have highs topping out near 68. We'll see if we can clear this out before the holiday weekend coming up in a bit.
See you then. On the last day of their session today, Kansas lawmakers in both chambers voted to approve a bill allowing some business owners to receive property tax and rent rebates. The bill would allocate $50 million in federal COVID-19 relief funding to the rebates. Businesses that were forced to shut down during the pandemic would be eligible for up to $5,000 in rebates on property taxes or rent paid during that time. Businesses that received more than $150,000 in COVID relief would not be eligible. The bill now heads to the governor's desk. Election centers in Arkansas are preparing for voters tomorrow, but they were busy today. Boone County set a single-day record for early voter turnout. Reporter Noah Tucker has more.
When you vote, you are representing the people of your community and having a voice in those that are going to make decisions for you.
With Tuesday being Election Day in Arkansas, several flocked to the polls early to hopefully avoid the crowds.
Well, if you don't vote, you have no right to complain about anything.
In Boone County, despite the highest single-day turnout during the early voting period, voters say it was painless.
It is a smooth process. I think it's a very necessary process.
Got in, got out on my lunch break, was able to voice my vote and felt like I was safe in the process.
Those at the Boone County Election Center have placed an emphasis on making the voter experience as swift as possible with the help of new equipment.
Also has a scanner, and it turns around for a voter to be able to sign their name. It has been wonderful. It makes it a lot easier on the poll workers that they don't have as much searching to do.
Beyond efficiency, there's also the importance of voter integrity.
Cast your ballot, it prints off, so therefore that's a printed ballot. You can actually see what you voted, and then you put it in a tabulator to be counted. That's not online. So if there were any kind of issues, we could actually hand count them if we had to.
The only thing left from there is for people to actually show up and vote.
You may not know all the candidates, but for me, I've been in the area about 10 years. Feel like I know a few of the candidates. So if you're not sure of everybody, vote for the ones you do know, and you can leave the other ones blank.
Polls open in Arkansas at 7:30 tomorrow morning. The Humane Society of the United States is out with its horrible 100 for 2022. The list is an annual report on puppy breeders and dealers that the Humane Society has deemed as problematic because of treatment or living conditions of the animals. This is the 10th year of the report, and like the 9 previous years, Missouri is reported as having the highest number of dealers listed with 26. Kansas has 7 dealers listed. Oklahoma has 1. You can view the report on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. The Click It or Ticket campaign is underway across the nation this week. It's a reminder to drivers heading into the holiday weekend, always buckle up. It also provides grant money to local law enforcement agencies so they can put extra deputies on the road to enforce seatbelt laws and keep other drivers safe. Officials say there are a number of dangers to not being buckled up. Some are obvious, others not so much.
A lot of people don't realize also that if they're in the passenger with somebody, if the other person has a seatbelt and they don't, they'll do a lot of damage to that individual in a car wreck themselves. So it's important for everybody, not just the driver, but the passengers, everybody, to have a seatbelt on.
Jennings says around 65% of car accident deaths in Missouri are among people who are not buckled up. A local nonprofit today showed its support for the Joplin Police Department. Joplin's Community Support Services of Missouri donated $4,500 to the department. The organization serves people with disabilities and works closely with the police department for assistance when additional support is needed. Officials say they wanted to help after the tragic shooting in March that left 2 officers dead and injured another.
Very closely with the police department on those crisis calls that we take out to the community when those individuals need additional support. And when we heard of the events involving Officer Reed and Corporal Cooper, we felt we needed to do something for their families to give back, given that they had been there for us so many times and continue to be.
The money was raised through a spaghetti feed hosted by the organization. Coming up, the White House announces shipments of baby formula coming to America to ease the shortage. Plus, a comment by President Biden appears to change the U.S. stance concerning China and Taiwan. The Biden administration says parents can expect to find more baby formula on store shelves as early as this week. That's after an Air Force cargo plane carrying 39 tons of formula landed in Indianapolis yesterday. The White House also says another massive airlift of formula is coming in from Germany. 114 pallets of Gerber Good Start infant formula will be transported to Washington on Wednesday. White House officials say the shipment amounts to the equivalent of 1.5 million 8-ounce bottles of formula. President Biden appeared to be changing U.S. policy toward Taiwan during a news conference in Japan overnight. Reporter Natalie Brand has details.
President Biden made international headlines when answering a question from CBS News' Nancy Cordes about what would happen if China invades Taiwan.
Are you willing to get involved militarily to defend Taiwan if it comes to that?
Yes, that's a commitment we made. We are not. Look, here's the situation. We agree with a one China policy. We signed on to it and all the attendant agreements made from there. But the idea that it can be taken by force, just taken by force, is just not appropriate.
Under the One China policy, America recognizes and has formal ties to mainland China, but does not endorse Beijing's position that Taiwan should be governed by China. The White House has tried to soften the president's comments, saying our policy has not changed and that the president simply committed to provide Taiwan with the military means to defend itself. China immediately responded, saying Taiwan is part of Chinese territory. We do not allow any country to interfere in China's domestic affairs. President Biden's trip to Asia is aimed at signaling his focus on the region and his stated priority of countering China's influence. As part of the strategy, the White House on Monday morning announced what it's calling an economic framework with partners in the Indo-Pacific. The Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity is designed to promote trade and address issues such as climate change, supply chain resilience, and digital trade.
And it's clear There'll be a lot of hard work ahead of us to forge consensus on each of the framework pillars.
Critics say the framework is more symbolic because it does not offer incentives such as tariff relief. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
U.S. officials say Taiwan will not be a part of the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework, but that the U.S. is looking for ways to deepen economic ties with the self-governing island. Family Dollar has shut down a distribution facility following rodent infestation problems. The business has closed down its West Memphis, Arkansas distribution operation after federal health officials found the infestation. Caused the recall of several products, including drugs, medical devices, cosmetics, and dietary supplements. The FDA is warning against a popular food preservation tip on TikTok. Maybe you've seen it. The hack involves storing whole avocados in a bottle of water in the fridge, which users claim can keep the fruit fresh for weeks. However, the FDA says the tactic can harbor bacteria, including salmonella, so they are warning against trying that viral hack. A little bit later, how a bowling event in Joplin aims to help kids stay drug-free.
But first, the rain is ramping up. We'll see how long it'll stick around and how the holiday weekend is shaping up when we come back. Plenty of clouds, that's for sure, as we got this new work week underway, but it wasn't until the late afternoon and certainly tonight that we saw the clouds start to open up, with rain chances now overtaking a good portion of the area. You can see earlier in the day, it was mainly in our very far southern counties, so it's the first few instances of any of these rain chances, but we are definitely seeing the rain tick on up, not only in coverage, but even intensity as we go through the overnight. Earlier, we had a good band of light to moderate rain from the southern shores of Stockton Lake back through Avila, Oronogo, and Joplin. We're seeing light rain work north and west of Joplin now, but once you hit Cherokee County, Labette County, cross over to Kansas-Oklahoma line down to northeast Oklahoma, that's where your band of more moderate rainfall is, and we are not done with these rain chances by a long shot, unfortunately. That's why the Weather Service out of Wichita and even Tulsa now is throwing up flood watches, clipping our corners of Kansas and Oklahoma, at the very least until midnight, going into Wednesday. So we got quite a bit of rain lined up for us. Rain that's leaving Indigo Sky Casino and Resort outside of Seneca with wet parking lot pavement. Same goes for 7th and Rangeline from the east side of Joplin. We're sitting at 57 in the city and at the airport with cloudy skies and some light rain still trying to linger across parts of the area. Most of us are in the upper 50s to near 60. This is pretty much where we're still going to hang out as we go throughout the course of the night, as long as we continue with cloudy skies and more rain chances coming in because of an approaching warm front from the southwest. And this broad upper level low. Broad, but it's got quite a bit of energy to work with as we go through the next few days. So what does that mean for you and for everybody? Plan on the rain chances ramping up through the overnight. More widespread rain, even some thunderstorms. Not looking at anything strong or severe, but the strongest of the rain and storms can't rule out some moderate to heavy rainfall. Maybe a bit of a lull as we hit the noon hour tomorrow, but we're going to continue the watch for returning periods of moderate to heavy rain with some of those stronger showers and thunderstorms. Again, nothing severe expected though, but we will go from 57 in the morning and actually turn a little warmer tomorrow. Joplin topping out at 68, most of us topping out in the middle to upper 60s for tomorrow, but the rain continues through tomorrow night. Maybe a bit of a break Wednesday morning, but as long as that system's still around, we'll see additional showers and some thunderstorms going throughout our Wednesday. And with that in mind, the next 2 days alone, some areas on the Missouri side could see anywhere from about ½ an inch to an inch tops, but once you hop into Kansas and Oklahoma, our corners at least, 1 to 3 inches possible, and some heavier pockets trying to be picked up on the rain trackers. So we got to keep an eye out for any flooding concerns as long as this system takes its sweet time passing over the region. But once it gets out here Thursday, look at how dry we are for Friday with the returning jet going into Saturday, Sunday, and even Memorial Day. So we are going to get the rain chances out of here, and we're going to finally start warming back up as we go toward the holiday weekend. But we'll be in the upper 60s to near 70 for tomorrow and Wednesday, 64 on Thursday. Then once the rain clears out on Thursday, Dow, maybe a few isolated storms on Saturday, but the entire holiday weekend looking dry overall. And we'll go from 76 Friday to lower to middle 80s for the rest of that stretch.
Warm, but not, the sweltering heat that we sometimes see on Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, thankfully that's not in sight for the time being.
Thanks, Nick. Local organization hopes to keep kids away from drugs, and vice versa, I suppose, and that's the goal of a bowling event. The Alliance of Southwest Missouri hosted Strikeout Drugs Night at Carl Richards' 4th Street Bowl in Joplin. The Alliance hopes to have more events like this in the future.
We want to offer regular free community events, so we're thinking maybe of doing a paint pour next time. So we're going to try and really switch it up and do something different every time.
Tonight's event also featured other fun stuff like pizza and a giveaway. Still ahead, the Diamond hits the field in the Class II state semifinals, and Jasper aims to keep their postseason run alive against Holcomb. Danny Terzer has the highlights up next.
Diamond Wildcats take the field today for the Class II state semifinals. It's the Wildcats' second straight Final Four appearance. Diamond aiming to make program history today against Kennett. Wildcats down 5-2 in the third, 2 runners on for Caitlin Surrey, and she delivers. It's a 3-run shot to tie the ball game. Madison Bentley went the distance in the circle for Diamond, striking out 6 batters. Kennett retakes the lead in the 5th. Emma Tinnen pops it up. Lauren Turner able to come home on the play, so 6-5 Indians. But Diamond comes back once more to walk it off, 7-6. The Wildcats are headed to the program's first ever state championship.
Oh my gosh, I'm just thrilled. I'm super proud of my girls. That was a really tough ball game, probably one of the longest ball games all season. And they just fought every inning to stay in it and stay alive, and it just paid off. They just did awesome.
In the Class I state semifinal, Jasper meets Holcomb. Jasper up 1-0 here, but the Hornets have 2 outs and nobody on. Grace Osborne goes to work. She strikes out the next 3 batters to end the threat. Then Osborne doing it on offense. RBI double scores Emerson Bass, 2-0 Eagles. Later in the inning, Abigail Dumm grounds out, but Madeline Hatfield comes home. Osborne pitches a complete game shutout, 3-0 Eagles the final. Jasper advances to the state title game.
So excited, so excited. Like, this is what I've been trying to get to. This point in my life is what I've been trying to get to my entire life, pretty much. Playing for a state championship is a big deal where we come from. It's a big deal.
Switching to baseball, the Liberal Bulldogs have earned a spot in the Class I state tournament, facing Billings today in the sectional round. The Bulldogs season comes to an end, 17-7 the final. Liberal finishes with a 13-10 overall record. Over in Kansas, the Iola Mustangs are headed to the Class IV state tournament for the first time since 2018, when they won it all. Iola is the 4 seed for the tournament. They will face Ottawa, the 5 seed, in the quarterfinals on Thursday. And the Mustangs enter the tournament with some momentum. They're coming off a regional title against the defending Class III state champs.
In both of our regional games, we've came out in the first couple of innings and struck first, and hopefully we can continue to do that. I would say it starts with our three lefties that we have. They've all are hitting over 450 for us. And then we have a lot of our right-handed sticks that are stepping up. A few of them are hitting in the mid 300s. So it's balancing out nice.
That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Virgil Denayer served in the U.S. Army from 1942 to 1946. The Webb City, Missouri native was stationed in Europe and received 2 Purple Hearts. And we salute Private First Class Virgil Denayer, a 4-state hero. You know, we have thousands of these heroes in our database. You can look them up by name or hometown. And we're always looking for more. Who doesn't know a hero? We all know one. Why don't you let us know about one? Just go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports. Download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge. You'll find it in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. You just search for KOAM News app. What started as a fun battle to get Joshes from all over the country out of their houses after months of social distancing and quarantining has turned into an annual charity event. Reporter Kennedy Stillwater was at the second Josh fight over the weekend and has more.
What is your name?
My name is Josh.
Hey, what's your name?
My name is Josh.
What's your name?
Josh.
So we have a bunch of people named Josh gathering here today.
It was the second annual Josh fight. What started out as a way to find the ultimate Josh turned into around 100 people gathering at the park to raise money for the Lincoln Food Bank, the Children's Hospital, and Josh the Otter.
Heard about it last year after it already happened, and I was jealous because I am the real Josh.
The creator of the event, Josh Swain, wanted to find somebody with his exact name. So he picked a central part of the United States so Joshes from all around the country could battle for the title of the real Josh. How do they battle for the title? With a pool noodle fight.
We have an officiator for the event. The ref determines who is tagged, who's not, but ultimately it's a matter of honor, right? Joshes are bound by honor, and so I expect them all to be fair, good sports.
And there were even some non-Joshes.
My name's Tony.
Everybody wanted in on the pool noodle battle, so there were 2 rounds of fights, one for Joshes and one for non-Joshes.
This may come as a surprise, but in the end, the winner of that fight was Josh.
Dang it, I had my money on Josh.
Yeah, well, it was Josh. Oh, well, who knew? Who knew? The weather, rain chances, very good chances tomorrow.
Yeah, that's certainly we know for sure. It's going to continue to pick up through the night, last until Thursday. But the rain is going to keep us below normal, which will be nice. Near 70 the next few days, 64 on Thursday.
Final sports note.
Diamond Wildcats stay alive today. They'll play for the state championship tomorrow, trying to bring it home for the first time ever at Diamond.
Wouldn't that be exciting? We'll find out tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.